the prospective R&W Carpet business, the Moonmasters Tavern and Eatery, explored place names in Garrett County, gravel roads. So now, if you please rise for the posting of the colors, followed by the pledge of allegiance and scout over the law.
Color guard, attention. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, halt. Prepare to post the colors. Post the colors. Scout and salute. Please swear out to the American flag and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Two.
Following the scout oath.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the scout law, to love the people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Please follow me in the scout law. A scout is
Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Two. Color guard, reform. Color guard, return to post. Color guard, dismiss.
Audience, you may be seated. As you are being seated, I would like to invite our first speaker, Tony Sutton. Tony has been with Danny since he entered the troop. He traveled with him all during the prep hikes leading to Philmont and has prepared and taught Danny many things.
Well, I thought about Danny Roberts, how do you not like this kid? He's a real awesome young man. And he has a way of, he likes to be, a little school a bit. You'll say, tell Danny something, he'll say, well, Danny Roberts read. It's like, well, Tony, is that really the way it has to be? And one thing, if your initials are CW, he probably likes to need you the best because Chris Ward is his favorite people in Target. And now there's a cautious connection here if you have a Ryan Ward and a Danny Roberts together, because Ryan Ward knows exactly every button to push on Chris. And I'm sure he feeds into that. But I want to brag on those who, on our first trip to the Philmont 2021, I think Danny and maybe Ryan came up with this game called rock bowling. And I know what you're thinking. What? That's what I thought. So I think Chet probably, was the winner of our first actual rock bowling tournament with a score of maybe 49. Now, if you went to bowling and you scored a 49, you're probably not getting invited into the league team. But that is really fun. And I want to talk also about our second trip. We got to, and that's pretty cool. I got to do 2 trips with Danny Roberts in 2024, and that was an awesome trip too. And oh yeah, we're out on the AT. I told you this story the last time, but there's a lot of faces I didn't see then, didn't get to hear this story. We're coming down, and we're thinking, oh man, we got, we're 17 miles away from Damascus. So we dropped down to the Creeper Trail because we knew we were going to have snow up on Mount Rogers. And we got down to what they call Trail Magic. Now, Trail Magic for through hikers is you'll come along the trail and you'll see, cans of pop or something sitting in a cool stream. So they come by and they get Trail Magic that way. We got Trail Magic because there was one day when we come down, we had a little bit of misty rain, kind of like trying to be about halfway asleep. And we come up on this Hellbender's Cafe. Generally, the place wouldn't be open yet, but because they had a tech in there working on some stuff, we actually got to stay there. We had picnic tables and stuff, and the lady said, would y'all like me to make y'all some coffee? Yes, God said, that was our trail magic right there. Well, along that time, you know, the tech got done with his stuff, and she was leaving. She said, you know, it started to rain on, so she let us stay under the covered patio area. And before that happened, we got already out there. I went back and I asked her, I said, would you mind to make us another pot of coffee? And she said, oh, that's no problem. And so at that point in time, Chris went to the restroom, and Daddy and Ryan were talking. And Daddy runs out, and I said, oh, something's up. So he comes back with this cat block, a concrete block. And Chris comes by, it's sitting on the table, he didn't even notice this. He went and got his second cup of coffee, and they were standing, he and Steve were standing over, their back turned to us, and Daddy was putting this cat block in a Ziploc baggie, because he was thinking about Chris. Because, you know, if a cat block hits water, it tends to weigh a little bit heavier. So he put it in a Ziploc baggie so it wouldn't weigh so much, and he put it in his backpack. So as we're getting ready to leave, Chris goes and picks up his backpack, puts it in his back, and me and Steve looking at each other. He didn't even tell the difference in the weight yet. And so Steve started to bust laughing, and I couldn't hold it any longer. So then Chris realized something was up. And his lady reached in his backpack and seen that, and he knew who done it right away. He just turned around and handed the case and here you go, Junior, good and nice try. But that's what I wanted to say with the dangerous combination to get them together. But Danny, buddy, you did it, you earned it. Way to go, man. I'm proud of you.
Now for the lighting of the candles. This is the voice of the eagle whose heights you struggled hard to reach. You remember well when you first came to the base of the cliff and how you looked up with ambition and determination. Look back for a moment. Look back over the cliff you have climbed. Look back at the experience you've encountered in your ascent. These experiences you should not have forgotten, and you should profit by making sure that the adverse ones do not occur again. Experience is a valuable teacher if you heed its teachings. Scout rank. We remember when you took your first step upon the trail that leads upward. With your first step, you began to start living the scout oath and became a scout. And Tyler?
All while you're on the trail, we watched you study, and then we watched you learn by doing. First, you were only a candidate, building yourself physically, mentally, and morally. Then your brother scouts called you a tenderfoot and they were right. You were indeed a tenderfoot.
But not for long, for soon you reached the next ledge, and there you were greeted by second-class scouts.
Some, like yourself, were stopping to catch their breaths before continuing along the trail. You began to study more, you worked harder, and almost before you knew it, you came to another ledge, the ledge where first-class scouts dwell.
There, you found a tempting green meadow by a crystal clear stream to bathe in the sun. Here you were tempted to remain. Yes, you could have remained there to live in first-class glory, but your ambition stirred you on. We remember your progress when you became a Star Scout. found that the trail from first class had been an optical illusion, not as difficult as it had seemed. This spurred you on, and again you climbed further. Now the trail was steeper, now it was less worn. Fewer scouts seemed to be heading in your direction. You looked back and saw the crowds below you. You looked up and saw few above you. With the same determination with which you started your climb, you continued on your trail.
Soon it was the badge of Life Scout, the heart badge that was placed on your uniform. You will never forget the thoughts in your heart. It has been experienced by most scouts on reaching the ledge of life. Now I'm close to Eagle. I will carry on. The trail became tougher, but more interesting. The original simple principles, the Scout oath and law, now had a fuller meaning. Your understanding of them was greater.
Yes, we watched your character unfold and you became manly. We watched your leadership ability expand into a valuable asset. We have watched your mind develop and your wisdom increase. We have watched all these things in you. And now that you're at the threshold of your goal, we welcome you, for you have done your climbing in a true scout-like manner to reach the heights of the eagle.
Would Daniel Roberts and Chris Lane please come forward?
Okay. So, can I get all of, can I get all the other Eagles to come forward and kind of, I've done some of that. Just form an Eagle court in front of us. So I have the honor to give you the Eagle Scout charge on the occasion of your elevation to the highest rank in Scout. Boy Scouts, Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant movements in world history. And you have been counted worthy of the highest rank of Scouting America. All who know you rejoice in your achievement. Your position, as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. You are a marked man. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a solemn obligation to your duty to God, country, your fellow Scouts, and mankind in general. It is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and other Scouts. Your responsibility goes far beyond Scouts, to your country and to your God. America has many good things to give you and your children after you, but these things depend, for the most part, on the quality of our citizens. Our country has had a great past. You are here to make the future greater. I challenge you to undertake your citizenship with solemn dedication. Be a leader, but only lead towards what is best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the highest level of service to your God and to your fellow man. So live and serve, that those who know you will be inspired to the finest living. We have too many who use their strength and their brains to exploit others to gain selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their skills and abilities to the common good. Build America on a solid foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reliance on God. Whatever others may say or do, you leave behind you a record of which every Scout may be justly proud. On behalf of this Court of Honor, the Bluegrass Council, Boy Scouts of America, high hopes, with high hopes you will always represent the finest character and citizenship We welcome you into the Brotherhood of Eagle Scouts and congratulate you, your parents, and your scout leaders. You all want to take a seat? Thank you very much. One other thing. So I've been with Danny for quite a while. And back to his days as a Cub Scout. Did you go all the way through Cub Scout? Okay. Because I was just the Weeblos leader. When Scouts cross over, earn their road light in PAC 180, we have a tradition that I actually brought from when I was a Scout, that we challenge them to earn the rank of Eagle Scout. And as kind of a memento and reminder, we tie their Weeblos neckerchief in the spring and ask that when they earn that rank, they invite some of their PAC folks back and we untie it. So I tied this in the square about how many years ago? 8 years ago? 7.
Would Brian Gilbert, Chris Ward, and the parents of the candidate please come forward for the presentation?
Life Scout Danny Roberts, we are finally at the point we have been waiting for. Having confirmed all readiness for the reception of this award, it is now time to formally present this high badge of accomplishment. By the authority vested in me by the National Court of Honor of the Boy Scouts of America, it is my privilege and pleasure to pronounce you an Eagle Scout. May the oath you have taken always remain with you. No words of this court of honor could do justice to the devotion and patience, perseverance with which your Scoutmasters has helped you towards worthy manhood. Only from his hand could you receive your Eagle Award in this moment. Will Scoutmaster Brian Gilbert pin the Eagle Award upon Danny Roberts?
Alright, so a quick little thing, to come to Eagle Scout, give out these pins to your parents. So, Mom, begrudgingly through the years, make me do all my paperwork. All the long days
now become an even greater tie between son and parents, binding you even more closely as a family. To you, Eagle Scout Danny Roberts, I express confidence that you will honor scouting with your life and service as tonight scouting honors you. That God may bless you and make you a blessing is our prayer. Now time to sign the book. So Troop 180 keeps a book of all the Eagle Scouts that have ever come through Troop 180. And Brian, if you'll just read the date on the first one.
I sure can. Get through Eagles.
So as you make Star Scout, we ask you that you sign the book. That's a pretty big milestone. Most scouts don't make it past first class. So when you become Star in Troop 180, we ask that you sign the book. And then when you make Life, you sign the book again. And what you will notice in the book is the names become fewer and fewer as it gets to Eagle. So what's the first date?
The first date is 1997 that we started recording these.
Correct.
There's one more name.
It's okay.
All right, so another thing we do, these pins go out to the